Hi everyone, welcome back to Small Talk. Hey, I just wanted to make a quick update on the economy and what's taking place in the stock market today. I'm not home, as you can tell. I'm in Washington D.C. picking up my daughter from the airport, but I thought I have to record this quick 5 minutes video just to give an update. So today was the PPI release, and boy oh boy, the it has been the highest in past 4 years. Expect I mean, the market was expecting it to be 0.2%, whereas the report showed that PPI has pricing, uh, the wholesale pricing have increased to 0.9%. And that tells us that Donald Trump's tariff is kind of making the economy and inflation tick higher, not just tick higher, but like go higher, parabolic, which is going to have, maybe in the next meeting, we will probably have a hawkish Jerome Powell. And this is kind of going to give Jerome Powell an excuse not to lower the rates, because he's going to say, well, there is underlying inflation into the small consumer products. Also, we have a PPI relief data which is showing the numbers are much higher. So I am not going to lower the rates. The September rate cut that I talked about yesterday in my previous video, if you haven't watched it, I said there was 101% chance of September rate cut, but now it has gone down to like between 93 and 96%. So it has gone down significantly, which means so many people, the people are thinking that maybe Jerome Powell will not announce a rate cut in September. We all know the Besant has announced that we should have a rate cut, not just 25 basis points, but rather 50 basis points in September, and we should have 25, and ultimately 150 basis points by the end of the year, or maybe by the beginning of the first quarter of next year. But now, of course, with this report, it looks like that we have inflation, which is going to affect the economy in the longer run, because right now we only have 1 month's data that shows Donald Trump's tariff implications on the inflation. Also, we know that labor market statistics have been showing that economy is slowing down. So basically, Fed is in a very difficult position. We know that immigration is affecting the labor market, because it's really hard to know how many illegal people are living in a household. Because if you notice, when people come to, or when you get that notice in the mail saying how many people are living in the household, how many people are of the working age, they don't ask you how many people live in this household are living that are illegal. So of course they just give you the count of working individuals in a household survey. Now that Donald Trump has changed the immigration policy, and he has been deporting so many people out of the country, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't have. The only thing that I'm not happy about, that he has been sending legal immigrants back to their country as well. The only mistake they made was that they trusted the promise that America made, and they trusted that you can come into this country and live the American dream, and that's exactly what they did. And they worked hard, and they were making their living, and now they're convicted and being deported from the country. So that's what I have a problem with. But yes, the illegal immigrants who are doing illegal stuff, I'm all up for it, that he should have secured his borders. I was listening to some douchebag on mainstream media, and he said most of those people are criminals. No, they're not. Most of those immigrants who are legal in this country, they work very hard, they bust their ass off, and they make their living, and they pay their taxes, and they initiate small businesses. They have the jobs that you suckers don't want to have. There are lots of skilled workers, there are businessmen, there are white collar jobs, and there are blue collar workers who are making this country run and making this country great, as Donald Trump has promised. So the problem that I have is that immigration is affecting the labor market. Also, Donald Trump's tariff is affecting the pricing. And I was listening to somebody, one of the government officials, a couple of days ago. I don't remember his name, on one of the mainstream media, and he was saying like 80% of tariff is going to be absorbed by Americans. And he was right, because ultimately what's happening is the prices of goods and services are going up because Donald Trump is uh, tariffing every import that's coming into the country. Of course, those countries are jacking up their prices. Then the retailers are buying them at higher prices, and ultimately they're dumping it on, I mean, the wholesaler are buying it at the higher price, and ultimately they're dumping on the consumers, the everyday consumer like you and I, and we, the Americans, the taxpayers, are ultimately paying the price of this tariff revenue, so called, that Donald Trump is collecting. Anyways, so I have a feeling that we're going to have a hawkish Jerome Powell. I know Donald Trump has tried to manipulate the numbers, and he has tried to make it look like economy is doing great and inflation is under control and yada 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 and all that good stuff. But when I look at the labor market, and this PPI report was a disaster, and it doesn't look like that inflation is under control. Though I personally think that yes, we should do a rate cut. Absolutely, rate cut is going to help. However, I'm a little nervous now after seeing this report that maybe down the road we're going to see a larger impact on the economy and the labor market and the inflation as well. And that's the reason why market had a pullback today, because market obviously was not expecting PPI to be this hot. Would the market brush it off? Probably. I think market has been very resilient to any news or every bad news that has been coming in the market, and it has been going to the all times new all times high. And I think this is going to happen again, at least for this month, and we'll see what happens at the next FOMC meeting and see what Jerome Powell says. If he announces the lower rates, that's going to make a market go much higher. So for now, let's sit tight and see which direction market goes, and let's see what Jerome Powell announces on the next FOMC meeting. I just wanted to get this point across, and I just wanted to make a quick video. I hope this video helps. Take care. Until next one, goodbye.